Hi, hello. So something that has been on my mind lately has to be morally grey characters. And something that sparked my interest on this is the Netflix series called Blood Legacy. I watched that series and I was like, ho, ho, ho. The one thing that I got, the one important thing to me that I got thinking about from that series has to be how complex the characters are written. I wouldn't say every character, I would say some characters, the important ones, are written in this complex way. And it got me thinking about morally grey characters that are too much of good to be bad people and then too much of bad to be bad people. I don't know if I explained that well, but I wanted to talk about it in depth. I wanted to try this experiment of actually creating a video essay. I don't know if it's gonna work. But fingers crossed it works because I really love video essays and I wish I can just, be able to do video essays. So why not? So more on the series, let me tell you a bit about the series. Alright, so Black Legacy is a 2024 South African drama television series written and created by Diego. I can't spell his last name, no pronounce his last name, for Netflix, adapted from the series Monaca. The show was produced by Gambit Films and premiered on September 2024 with 20 episodes. So I came across the series, and at first glance, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. Mainly because I've watched so many storylines that are the same, right? Inheritance wars, siblings, rivalry, businesses, and stuff like that. So I felt like, I probably know what's gonna happen, so I'm not even gonna watch it. But then I'm so glad I did. One thing that made me watch it, regardless of the fact that the storyline is overused, in my opinion, is the amazing cast. I feel like the cast is amazing, and oh my god, they are so talented. The cast, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And that's not the only good thing about the series. As I was saying earlier on, I do think that the characters are well written. That is what I want to talk about today. The characters are written in a way that they are morally grey. There are no characters that are evil. There are no characters that are heroes. So we are not dealing with the heroes and villains archetype. We are dealing with morally grey, complex characters. Not all characters are like this, but then the important characters are like this. And I have two examples that I want to share with you so that I can get my point across. And the point being, morally grey characters are better than having heroes and villains. Why? I will explain later. Now let us talk about the morally grey characters on Blood Legacy. I forgot for a minute. I wanted to say blood and water. I'm so sorry. So let us start with the main character. Her name is Kanye Adesina. Adesina is her Marital surname. Yes, it's a Marital's last name. So Kanye Adesina is, I don't know, honestly. I don't want to lie. I think she's the eldest or the middle child. I can't remember. Please remind me if you can, if you watched it. Do remind me. But the main character is Kanye, and Kanye is estranged from her family because she does not like the way her family conducts business, and they are this powerhouse. They have this amazing, business and all that. So she doesn't like the fact that her father conducts the business in like a shady, corrupt kind of way. So she decides to move away and start her own life separate from her family's life. And from there on, like just that fact, viewers decide that, Kanye is a good person. She has morals. Right. She is one of those ethical people, that don't associate with corrupted minds. And I really like that. I was like, okay, we have a good person here. But then that is quickly going to change. It quickly changes once we get to the later episodes. Specifically from the second episode when she moves in she moves back in. So her father calls her and he wants her to be the CEO of Spear Industries, which is the family business. And I was surprised because she was so excited. She seemed so excited. I was like, girl, didn't you say you hate this man? Didn't you say you don't want to be associated with this family nor this business? What are you doing? Why are you so excited? So I was a bit surprised by that. But then, unfortunately, her father dies, and he died without really officially selecting a CEO, because he had that conversation and he didn't really announce it to everybody. Sorry, he didn't really. I can't remember if he did, but then he left without officially announcing who the CEO is going to be. So that is left in the hands of the mother. The mother has to decide between the three siblings. So there are three siblings. We have Kanye, we have Mandla, and we have Sia. So back to Kanye's character. So we have already established that she's a person with ethics. She does not deal with people that are. So if you notice any changes, do not mention anything. I had some difficulties, but we are back. And we're still talking about Kanye's character. So Kanye is the kind of person that does not deal with any unethical dealings when it comes to business. And that is something about her that, makes people think she's a good person. It is one thing that viewers early on decide that, Kanye is our girl. Kanye is a good person. And I think that's why her father decided to choose her as CEO, because she would clean up the company as he wanted it to be cleaned up. He didn't want the company to be associated with any corruption or any shady dealings. So I think Kanye was the perfect person for that. Right. But quickly that changes. Quickly that changes when she moves back in her family home after the whole funeral and after everything has settled. Now everybody is fighting for their CEO spot between the three siblings, Kanye, Mandla, and Sia. They are fighting for the CEO. The CEO position. But I do think the fight was more between Kanye and Mandla because I don't think Sia was all in on it. So the two things that, I think it's three things, I can't remember, the two or three things that Kanye does that someone might say, they are bad, is that first she starts cheating on her husband with her teenage boyfriend. I can't remember. No, the boyfriend is not a teenager. No. They were like dating back when they were teenagers. So that's why I said that. So she starts cheating, and that lying and cheating are brother and sister. They are siblings, they are cousin. However close they are close. And she starts lying as well to the husband. On top of that, she starts ditching plans that she made with her daughter. So she starts coming off as a neglectful parent. Sorry. And her relationship with her son is I'm not gonna talk about that. So all these things, right, isolated from all the good things that she's done or all the good things she is, you can say she's a bad person. You can say, she's a cheater, she's a liar, she's neglectful. No, bad person. But then on the other hand, all those actions can be justified. Right. I'm not going to justify the cheating, but let me try with the whole ditching plans with her daughter. She is in a newfound career. She's trying to find her feet in this high power position. So it is reasonable for her to be a little bit busy sometimes and forget that she had plans. It's only human, right? While the other ones, I'm not even. Oh my God, I forgot another one. So at the end, I think it was the last episode, it was revealed that Kanye actually saw her father killing her boyfriend's father. Yes, and she didn't say anything about it, and she knew all this time she was having an affair with that man, and she knew. But also, I don't want to justify secrets. Also, I do think that is also justifiable. I do think maybe she didn't think it was her place to tell. It was her father. She has loyalties to her father. And maybe that's why she even moved out. I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention to Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think she moved out because of that as well, plus the whole corrupt business, corrupt father situation, so that as well. So Kanye is a contradiction. She does good things and also does bad things. But that does, but does that mean yes? Does that mean she's a bad person? Let's go back to the definition. Okay, remember what the definition said. Let's go to the next character, the next and last character, which is Sia. So the last character is Sia, Kanye's brother. So first glance, we meet Sia. He's a family man. He's a family guy. He has a wife, a beautiful wife, and he has a son as well, a teenage son. And he seems like a noble guy. He seems like, a good guy. Until we learn that he's having an affair. I'm like, man, please don't embarrass me. I like you. He was having an affair, right? And then people can decide, hey, if he's having an affair, then, probably is a bad guy. But then, no, you find out that he's actually closeted and his marriage is a beard marriage. I don't know if it's called bearded or beard, but then the marriage that you have to cover up your sexuality. And this is because if people were to find out about his affair, they will also find out that he's gay, and that will threaten or negatively impact the business, the family business, and that sucks. That sucks. And I don't think he's a bad person for that. I think he is who he is, but he has to hide that because of his family, good name. I don't know, which sucks. But then you feel sorry for him. You like, oh my god, ugh, at least the wife knows. At least the wife is in on it and she's helping him, whatever. And then we find out that so all along, viewers are made to believe that, Sia is a noble guy. He wouldn't do anything out of character. His character is of a noble person. And he's a family guy. And he just has this little one flaw, which is him cheating. And he's cheating because, the situation. And then something happens that makes you think, sir, what are you doing? So his teenage son faces the possibility of going to jail because he sexually assaulted a girl and it was captured on a video. So there's proof, and I don't think they question if he did it or not. It's not a question of if he did it or not. It's a question of if the girl is going to press charges. So Sia goes into this mode where he's contemplating his decisions, and one of his decisions is to send his son away. So that he can avoid trial, he can avoid charges, and the possibility of serving time. That is where I was like, I think this completely puts you in the bad. I think this completely puts you in the black, because what are you doing? But then if you think about it, he's a parent who is protecting his son. So no matter what happens, he's always going to protect his son. And I think at this point he was like, this is the only possible solution, or this is the solution that fits. So I don't know. But then with that justification, I was like, I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person. So So, with all those character traits that both the siblings have, I do feel like because they are justifiable, and it's not justifiable to a point where it's like, oh no, you are reaching. No, it is very much reasonable. It is very much reasonable. I don't think that the bad things that they do make them bad people. It is just that when you're watching it, you're like, oh, you keep on surprising me because I originally labeled you as a good person, and now you do all these things and I have to, rethink what I originally thought you were. So I do think having morally grey characters in any storytelling, in any type of storytelling, I do think it keeps the reader the viewer, the listener, on his or her toes or their toes, because I do feel like it keeps the suspense. You don't know what the character is going to do next, because if that person was just a good person overall, you would know what they would do next. You would know what decision they will take. The decision will always be leading to good, would always be quote unquote a good decision. But I think at some point, I do think at some point we are unable to take good decisions because of the circumstances that are surrounding that decision and what we are facing at that time. So I do think the reason I personally like morally grey characters is because they closely depict real life people. In real life, we are just people. We are just people who do good things sometimes and then unfortunately do bad things sometimes. I don't think a few bad decisions make you an entirely bad person. I don't think a few good decisions make you an entirely good person. But also there are things that are just, out of the question. There are things that people do that you just say, sir, you are a bad person, ma'am, you are a bad person. But I really appreciate storytelling that closely depicts characters that are like you and I, like real life people who are sometimes faced with hard decisions because of, again, the circumstances. So I really liked this series, and it got me thinking about the morally grey characters and how good it is and how refreshing it is, rather than the heroes and villains kind of archetype that we grew up reading, watching, listening to. So yeah, I don't know how I did in terms of creating a video essay, but I hope it was good. I hope it was well. And I also read an article about this, which gave me like good insights. And also, it lists a couple of things about morally grey characters that I do think if you are interested in, you will love. But then I'm done. Bye.
There's no such thing as bad guys or good guys. We're all just guys who do good stuff sometimes and bad stuff sometimes, and all we can do is try to do less bad stuff and more good stuff.